Welcome to our reception, reading and homework meeting. In this PowerPoint you will see how school teaches your child to read, what homework we set for your children and what you can do to help them at home.
During your child's time in reception, they will learn to read, but before they start to learn their sounds, they need to be able to look at books, they need to be able to track, so looking and following objects from left to right. They need to look at rhymes, so it's really important that you sing some nursery rhymes with your children. They need to talk about what they've seen too, to increase their vocabulary. So on your walk home or in the car, what can they see and what have they been doing during the day? They need to be able to build to improve their the strength in their fingers, and they need to be able to do puzzles as well.
So how do children learn to read? They learn through phonics, learning sounds, tricky words, words that can't be sounded out and words that they just need to remember, and picture cues, so looking at pictures to help them read a word. So when you're reading a story, it's important that you look at pictures together and discuss what the children can see.
During their phonics lessons, the children will be taught 4 basic skills. They will learn the letter sounds, that is the smallest unit of sound, which is called a phoneme. They will hear sounds within words, so they will segment, and that means splitting up words in order to write and spell. They will blend the sounds together to make a word, and that focuses on their reading. And they will look at letter formation, that is what the letters look like, and the sound that it represents, which is called a grapheme.
When we teach the children phonemes, we teach them the smallest unit of sound in a word. It's important to understand that each letter has a sound and not use just its letter name.
Within phonics, there are 5 phases. In reception, we expect the children to reach up to phase 3. They may go beyond this, or they may just be at phase 2, dependent on their ability. These are the sounds that the children will be taught. Now I will go through these to show you how they should be pronounced. S, A, T, P, I, N, M, D, G, O, K, 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 E, O, R, H, B, F, F, U, U, J, V, W, X, Y, Z, Z, Q, Ch, Sh, F, O, V, Ng, A, E, I, O, U, or O, R, O, Ow, I, Ear, Ua, or ua, and
When we teach segmenting, this is when the children chop up the words to help them sound it out. This is the opposite of blending. For example, we would use our phoneme fingers to sound out the word man. A, N.
Phase 1 is all about exploring sounds. When the children begin phase 2, they will learn how to blend sounds together. Initially, we teach children to hear sounds and blend them together, so they won't be reading them, they will just hear them. So we might say to the children, listen, s-at makes what? And we'll see if they can join them together and blend them together to make sat. Then, during phase 2, once they have heard the first set of sounds, so that is s, a, t, p, I, n, we then practice blending them together from left to right, which is why tracking is so important. So the children will read the 3 sounds s, a, t, and blend them together to make sat.
Once your children have been taught new sounds, they will bring home a phonics folder with the sound in from that day or from over the course of the week. It's important that you look at these sounds with your children and practice letter formation, so how they form the letters. Practice saying the sounds together and singing the songs with the actions that come with it, and colouring in the picture too so that they're engaged in the sound.
Tricky words are words that you cannot use phonics to help you work them out. So these are words that cannot be sounded out. So if I was to sound out the, t, h, e, does not make the. We ask the children to take a picture of these words and they just need to be able to remember them. The more they read them, the more likely they will be able to remember them and read them automatically. Once your child is ready, they will be sent home with a tricky word list that they need to practice reading at home. Once they are able to read the words, you can then encourage them to start to spell them. From next week, your child will be sent home with a talk about card. This is to help them answer questions about the picture. Now on the back there are some questions for you to ask your child. Tier 1 questions are all about exactly what you can see in the picture. Tier 2 questions are all about a deeper understanding of the picture, so it might focus on feelings or discussing personal experiences too. It's really important that you ask a few questions from Tier 1 and Tier 2, but please do not ask all of them during one session. You might go back to it at least 3 times a week. The talk about cards is something for your child to do and for your child to answer questions. It is also really important that they hear stories too. This will help their comprehension, their attention and listening skills, and it will also help them start to develop their reading skills. If you read just one book a day to your child, they will have been read 1,825 books by their 5th birthday. This is huge, and we can really tell those children that have books read to them. It's wonderful to share a story, and you could do this at bedtime.
Please ensure that your child brings their reading book back to school every day. Your child will receive a talk about card and a bedtime storybook. The talk about card is for both of you to discuss together, and the bedtime storybook is for you to share with them at bedtime. Please sign or make a comment in the reading record each time you listen to them read. Please at least 3 times a week. This is really important. It may just be that you've read simply a couple of pages with them, or more if they want to. Go off what they need for that particular day.
There are lots of great resources on the internet. Phonics Play is a brilliant website, and we will be directing you to this throughout your child's phonics journey. There are lots of games to play from phase 1 to phase 5, and we do encourage you to have a go at this. Perhaps you could have a look at the phase 1 games. On the CBeebies website there is also some brilliant episodes such as Alpha Blocks, which also helps your child to practice their phonics. And on YouTube there are lots of different videos. Jolly Phonics is a scheme that we use in school, and it is brilliant with lots of different songs. This also links to their phonics homework. There are also different videos by Learn to Read, Letters and Sounds, and Geraldine the Giraffe that you and your child can watch.
For additional homework, activities will be set on Class Dojo, so please look in your children's portfolios regularly. Additional activities may also be set on Purple Mash, and the logins for this will be sent out over the next couple of weeks.
Some of the activities set, your child may have to practice them, and it may take them a while to do. That is absolutely fine, and please do not worry if they are unable to do it first time. The more they practice, the better they will be. If you do the activity for them, they will not be able to practice and will not be able to achieve the wonderful things that we know that they can do. This is a brilliant quote, and it's just a reminder that when you cut it for your child, or write it, or find it, or open it, or tie it, all your children learn is that you do things better than them.
Thank you for listening. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to contact Mrs Wilkinson, Mrs Govan or Miss Baxendale on Class Dojo.
Welcome back to St Barnabas Church of England Primary Academy. I'm Mrs. Ham, the head teacher, and on behalf of all of our staff, I'd like to welcome you all back into our school family for a new and exciting school year. We've all had to learn to do things differently over the last couple of weeks and months, such as social distancing, increased hand washing, staggered starts and finishes, and staggered breaks and lunch times. We've also had to get used to class bubbles in school, but the children have really taken it all in their stride, and it's been amazing to see their huge Mother Teresa smiles. Thank you so much for your continued support and being so patient with us with our staggered starts and finishes. It's been an absolute delight to have all the children back into school again, and you can hear a real buzz around school, which is fantastic. We can't wait for the rest of the year. Thank you very much. And again, if you have any questions or queries, please do not hesitate to contact us via Class Dojo or the school office. Thank you.